And we welcome everybody back to the Premier Interschools, brought to you by Super Sports Schools here at the Piley Rees. And unfortunately, we are going to have a slight delay here at the Piley Rees. Myself and Morgan Newman will be bringing it to you in just a few more minutes. So please don't go anywhere. Get your coffees ready. It's going to be a great day of rugby here, where Bishops take on their arch rivals, Rondebosch. See you in a bit.
dude. Distance. You ever seen a camera like
And welcome back here to this amazing day here. We are back and rugby is on again here at the Piley Rees Stadium here at Bishops, where Bishops host their arch rivals just down the road, the Bosch boys. It's been a rainy few weeks, but we're expecting, like anything, these Bishops boys to run them ragged here today. And in the commentary box, I have an old Bishops boy, Stormer, Western Province and Sevens legend, Morgan Newman. Welcome back.
Yeah, Nick, thank you so much, man. It doesn't get much better than this, does it? The Piley Rees, Rondebosch, Bishops, Derby. Unfortunately, no spectators in the stands, but nonetheless, I still expect the rugby to be electric. And I mean, you know, both sides, in fact, they must just be so hungry to carry ball, make tackles, and get involved.
Yeah, as we see the team sheets here, Old Hog Max Seymour is one of the powerhouses. Faya Domingo getting his chance on the field. Gray Fogarty has been a stalwart in this team from the first bit of the season that the guys did have. Of Greenies Greenberg and Clarkie Clark are an amazing combination. And we must also look out for that Max Romain, a strong, powerful runner. Josh Abrams captains the team today with Aidan Burns as the vice captain. These boys will definitely be looking to put on a good show. Remember, this is their first game back, where Bosch have had one game previously against Sachs last week, which they drew 3-3. Richard Smith is the coach, and what a coach and a stalwart he is here at Bishops. As the two captains do the toss once again. What are we expecting of today, Morgan?
Yeah, Nick, you know, it's always difficult. I mean, you know, they've got two sides here, both wanting to obviously hold on to ball and play something expansive rugby, but obviously the conditions don't necessarily allow for teams to get too much air. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. You know, the Bishop's way is to hold on to the ball and run it as much as they can. And I think Rondebosch will probably want to counter that with some strengths amongst their backs.
As we look at Josh Acknell here, the Rondebosch team lineup. This front row is a powerful front row. I was chatting to Adam Campbell earlier, and he looks like quite a handy player. Ben Cowan, they call him the guy with the shiny boots. And Aljuan Durant will be definitely one of the players to watch. Reese Earlybird Earls and Nicholas Vessels have a lot on their shoulders. Remember, they had only a 3-3 draw last week, so they're looking to get a win against Bishops here, their greatest rivals. Nathan Schultz and Cole Wares in the center positions. And LaRue Milan, the coach today, he is a man from Paul Boys, and this is his first big derby day. I was chatting to him earlier, and he is very excited, exceptionally excited. His first Southern Suburbs derby here today. And, geez, Morgan, I mean, you don't get bigger than this for Bishops, do you?
No, you don't. I mean, this is what you look forward to, you know. Through the whole year, you pretty much sit and wait in anticipation. Yes, you prep and you play other games, but this is the big one. And both sides will know that. And I expect the opening 10 minutes to just be getting rid of a lot of cobwebs, getting rid of a lot of nerves. And then from there, I expect both sides to really play some expansive rugby. I was watching them warm up, actually, both sides. And it seems like they're taking the ball to the wingers as much as they can. So will that be a sign of what's to come just before kickoff? But nonetheless, we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see, but we don't have to wait much longer for this Premier Inter-Schools, especially the first team game happening here at 1:45. And this day brought to you by Super Quick and Outsurance. Of course, this, without the sponsors, you know, none of these great events could happen. It's been a rainy week here in Cape Town, but of course everybody knows that this is how you play rugby. You must expect the rugby here to be wet, cold, and lots of rucking.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, it's been dry for the last half an hour, and then obviously with the delayed start, as the referee blows for what's going to be hopefully be a kickoff in the next couple of minutes, I see the rain in Rondebosch starts to come down again. So typical of rugby, but I suppose both sides have prepared for this. It's going to be wet and muddy, but this pitch is looking unbelievable, so I don't expect too much mud. I walked across to grab a coffee a little bit earlier, and it seems like it's going to be a quick pitch to play on, even in the rain.
That's right. As we look at the Rondebosch team coming on, many of them in grade 12 and looking to do a lot of studying overseas. Adam Campbell, who chatted to earlier, as the the Bishops boys, and a massive cheer. Come on for the boys onto the field. Morgan, was this your biggest day? Was this your biggest rivalry?
Yeah, without a doubt, this is the biggest rivalry. So fantastic to see the boys run from behind the poles. Proper Bishops tradition, which is fantastic. And it's so loud, even with no spectators.
As we see the Bosch boys take the field. Barney Ben Cowan with the bright boots. Watch out for him. He's quite the stealer. There are some really colourful boots on the field here today. Perfect conditions. Remember, Bosch drew to Sachs last week, 3-3, which was a start in a rusty game for them. Bishops straight back into rugby, their first game back. And we're back at the Piley Rees. Great catch there from Gray Fogarty. He's a monster of a man. Greenie Greenberg gives it to Faye Domingo. Does unbelievable work. Good work here from Bishops, keeping it alive. Lloyd de Romaine, we spoke about him earlier, very strong. As we see a quick tap and go by Greenie Greenberg. It started off unbelievably quick, and it's B-Rock Carey who does an excellent carry. Gray Fogarty, the Grolja boy. Wonderful work from him once again. Greenie's Greenberg takes a little snipe. Loses it, but luckily comes back to him. Sipho Ndlovu cleans it up. Liema Liwani, the machine, does well. Wonderful work. And it's the Hog Seymour taking it up. Growling his way across. B-Rock Carey. Excellent work here from Bishops. Really controlling play here. Faye Domingo. Unfortunately, just losing it all, that ball on, but wonderful play from Bishops, Morgan.
Yeah, and as we said, Nick, making the intentions clear. Straight on there, we see the replay. Strong carry up the midfield. Unfortunately, the ball just goes to ground. The ball is going to be slightly greasy, so we're going to have to look after it extremely well. But there we go, Bishops making the intentions clear. Ball in hand is going to be the key to their success this afternoon.
Back to Talkie. Josh the deep, boys. Come on,
Be interesting to see what Rondebosch decide to do from this position in the field. Will they put it on their boot, or will they keep ball in hand like Bishops have?
Rondebosch take it. Reese Earl, the early bird, they call him the early bird, but a massive tackle coming from James Abrams. But it's the man they call Kitsoff Anketel who takes it up for the boys from Rondebosch. A little bit untidy. They need to make sure that they can secure this ball and get out. But it's a brilliant turnover from Bishops and in an amazing attacking position again.
Yeah, both teams making their intentions clear there. We see Rondebosch quite deep in their own half, in fact. Trying to run the ball. Nice, fantastic, met with some solid defense on Bishops there. But Rondebosch showing they also have a plan to keep the ball in hand and trying to attack from deep.
Just feels like Bosch are trying to play from deep. But wouldn't it be probably a better idea to just play it to the ball is wet here today, Morgan. Just get into the right areas of the field.
Yeah, you got to find the middle ground between obviously probing and seeing if there is some space. Obviously the wingers are back, so there is generally a little bit more space out wide.
Big scrub coming from Bosch, and it's Clarky Clark. He takes it up, gives it to his inside centre. Good work here from the Hog Seymour. But it's a penalty, and wonderful work from the Rondebosch boys. As high fives all rounds, and they would definitely need that right there in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, fantastic steal on the ground there from Rondebosch. But again, really good attack, met with some really good defense. I expect this is to be a really, really good game of rugby.
Nick Wessels finds touch. And Bosch again get the chance to get themselves into a better position. And number 10, Nicholas Vessel's biggest memory was beating Bishops at home. The last Bishops I played an under-16 B team. So this obviously means a lot to him, Morgan. A lot to him.
As it should, Nick, as it should.
Joshua Berry gets to, my apologies, it's actually Adam Campbell who throws the ball into the line out here for the Bosch boys. Great work from both the jumpers and the man who threw it in. Bosch take it up once again. Oh, and unfortunately, an unforced error there from Early Bird Earl. Really tough in these conditions. We mustn't forget, not raining at the moment, but that ball is still as wet as a soap in hostel.
Yeah, Nick, I mean, I'd like to see, slow it down a little bit. The game is quite frantic, taking lineouts quickly. In these conditions, there's no need to speed things up. They can actually slow it down, win the lineout, maybe do a small driving maul, put it on the boots, 15 men on their feet chasing down on a fullback under a wet ball. So maybe change of plan, but nonetheless, I mean, Rondebosch are trying to probe and see where they can find some space. We can't fault them for that.
They are trying to play a lot of rugby in their own half. But as we know, Leroux Milan comes from the boys' high, where they love to run to. And it's a turnover. Wonderful work from Clarkie Clark there. And Greenies Greenberg. Greenberg once again to Max Carey. They call him B-Rock. Greenberg to Josh Abrams, the captain. But he gets smashed back. Luca van Veek tidies it up. And a big carry again from B-Rock. He's been great today in these first opening minutes. Straight to Fogarty. Gets some go-forward ball. But not rolling away, says the referee, Justin Morland. And Jace Greenberg takes it quickly again. The Bishops boys are here to play. Max Carey. Oh, he's been a good carrier today, does Max Carey. Hog Seymour and Fogarty. Immense in the breakdown. B-Rock Carey cleaning up an untidy ball. I think another penalty occurring here. Lots of space on the outside, but it's Clarkie Clark who decides to show and go and gets oh so close. But I think we'll come back for the infringement earlier, where I think the Bosch boys just weren't rowing away. So much pressure here that Bosch have to absorb, Morgan.
The Rondebosch defense has stood up tall. They've stood quite strong, and I see Bishops trying to obviously keep it amongst the forwards. Every player wants to get his hands on the ball nice and early, get that carry in, get that nice strong defensive tackle in. So should open up in the next couple of minutes, but Bishops forwards definitely showing their intent early on.
As we see this play again, Clarkie Clark deciding, no, it just needs to go a little bit closer. And I think it's a double movement which they bring back. Well called by Justin Morland. And of course, Justin is the first team coach at Redderman, an old first team Weinberg scrum half. And he absolutely loves these derbies, the referee does. Old Max Hogg Seymour to throw into the line-out for Bishops. But Justin Morland says, no. We'll just need to calm things down here, open up that gap. Just making sure that everything is in order before Hogg Seymour throws that ball in. And it goes to B-Rock Carey. Wonderful work from him. Straight to Clarkie and Greenberg. Well, Greenberg actually gets that one. A little bit behind the advantage line. I don't think exactly what they wanted, but they'll look to regroup now. Ah, Chief and Glovu. This man loves the gym. And you can see it now. B-Rock Carey. Geez, Carey by name, Carey by nature. Greenberg straight to Clarkie. Clarkie beats one, another. Gives it to Domingo. who does brilliantly well to beat a few defenders. Ferret Moser, they're oh so close. Bishop still probing. Carey once again. Oh, has he not had an amazing game today? And Justin Morland, the referee, looks at it and says, okay, we'll come back for a high tackle. The pressure is just intense.
Yeah, Nick, the penalty count definitely mounting up against Rondebosch here as they try and defend their line. But I'd like to see Bishops just maybe change the shift, their point of attack, you know. They've picked it up with the forwards. Once they've built one or two big, strong carries with momentum, then maybe give it to the backs and see what the backs are able to do amongst the midfield or out wide.
And it's B-Rock Carey who's going to be taking this up for the Bishops boys. 5 meters out. Oh, wonderful tackle. Wonderful defense coming from the Rondebosch boys. But they're only 2 minutes out, and it's Ferret Moser. Ferret Moser does wonderfully well. They need to get this ball out cleanly to Greenberg. Decide to go left again to Clarkey. It's Grolja boy, Fogarty, who cleans it up for the Bishops boys. They're just grinding it out, aren't they, Morgan? Just grinding it. Make sure they get really close. They're keeping it really tight. And it's Ferret Moser again, who just cleans it up. And it's once again a wonderful work. They just kept at him. And I think it's, yes it is, it's B-Rock Carey, the man that probably for the first 10 minutes has carried more than anybody else and deserves a try more than anybody else on this field.
You can see what it means to him there. There's the replay. Just from the side of the ruck, just on the left-hand side, you know, the play was going right, and I think he saw space on the left. Strong carry, 3 defenders, but he takes them all over the line with him and manages to put the ball down just a little bit on the line, and that's enough for their try to be awarded.
But it has been so much pressure, and you'd think that after 10 minutes of this amount of pressure, Morgs, you would want to come away with some points, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Nick, it's the old saying, you know, the damn wall has to break at some point. And I think with that amount of pressure that Bishops were placing on the Rondebosch try line, without a doubt, the damn wall has to break. But gives Rondebosch a chance now to regroup, get back to the halfway line, have a good chat under the poles, get back to the halfway line, put it deep into Bishops' half, defend the halfway line as if it is the try line, and then try and build some pressure.
And unfortunately, unsuccessful there from Greenie's Greenberg. He's also had a good game, really nippy behind the scrum as we look at this try once again. B-Rock, such a strong carry of the ball, picks it up, goes low, and you can't stop him so close. This Bishops team is looking on fire. Remember, they haven't played since the first, I mean, when it was in May. You know, I think the 8th of May was the last game these boys had, and they're looking really good. Richard has been working superbly well with them. As the Bosch boys give a deep kick, and it's Ilyas Arnold who just cleans it up for the Bishops boys. And for the first time in the game, Bosch are in the Bishops half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do now. You know, they have got a great attacking opportunity here on that sort of 10 meters of the Bishops half. Keep ball in hand, build some momentum, and just, you know, they've defended for the last 10 minutes or 12 minutes pretty much. So ball in hand, limit the mistakes, and build some pressure.
That's correct. They do need to build some pressure. And I know that Leroux Milan would be looking to stamp his mark on this derby day. Bosch boys go up exceptionally well. And it's Rees Earl who does wonderful work. Earl once again gives it to the Bosch boys. Oh, but unfortunately just a knock on. And it's Romain, the man they called Lloyd, who cleans it up. Wonderful work from Harry Harrison. Greenberg, I think, decides he's just going to calm things down and put it out. And Bosch get a second bite at the apple.
Yeah, not the wrong option, I don't think. Just the execution, obviously letting him down. But I thought there was the right option, you know, put on the boot there and put up good chase lines. But nonetheless, directing to touch, which gives Rondebosch another opportunity inside the half of Bishops to build some attack.
And it gives a second opportunity here for Adam Campbell to feed his liner jumpers in, the Rhino, Orenhold, and Michael Miller. Two large men for schoolboy rugby. We hope that a lot of these boys will take their rugby further. As Arnold unfortunately just goes over, and it's Domingo once again. He's done some really good tidying up work. B-Rock carry. Gets it to Clarkey. Straight on to Aidan Burns, the vice captain. Sipo. Lovu does well. It's Hog Seymour. Oh, he's also had a good game there. Unfortunately, it's just gone a little bit awry now for the Bishops boys. They just want to clean it up. Clarkey decides he's going to take a little chip through, and a knock on by the Bosch boys, but cleaned up by Bishops. But unfortunately, two knock-ons, and we'll come back for the knock-on from Bosch. Bit untidy play there, but I think these guys are just, you know, just getting that rust off.
I think the eagerness maybe just getting the better of them currently, you know, everybody wanting to get their hands on the ball. The attack was quite static, you know, Bishop's backline not coming and running onto the ball, standing still when receiving the ball, which is often difficult to attack in those conditions. So need to just get a bit more front football amongst the forwards, and then it'll be much easier for the Bishop's backline to run onto the ball as they attack.
As Ilyas Arnold decides he's going to go for a big kick downfield. Tidied up again by Ilyas. Bishop looking to hold on to this ball. It's held up at the moment, but wonderful work from Arnold, breaking free of his tacklers. The Chief and Lovu, the gym freak, takes it up once again. Straight to Clarkey. James Abrams, the captain, has a strong little run inside. Greenies Greenberg decides to go left. Ferret Moser. Greenies Greenberg once again gets caught up. But a wonderful steal, but unfortunately off his feet was Adam Campbell. A lot happening here at ruck time. Many rucks being set up, and I think not looking to go too wide too early.
Yeah, you know, that's typical, very typical of a sort of, it's dry but it's wet, you know, and players caught between wanting to really give the ball some air and wanting to consolidate at ruck time, keep it nice and tight. And I find that both sides currently finding themselves stuck between wanting to keep it nice and close and physical and wanting to give the ball a little bit more air and give their wingers an opportunity to strike out wide.
And strike out wide, I'm sure Luca van Wyk and Harry Harrison would love to do for the Bishops boys. As you see Hog Seymour feeding it to his line-out jumpers. Ferris Moser and Gray Fogarty. And they decide to go to B-Rock carry, but unfortunately not straight. I think Max Seymour will be disappointed by that. I think he knows it. You can see it in his face.
Yeah, apologizing there to his teammates, but nonetheless, definitely the right call. You know, throwing a two ball in these conditions much easier for the hooker. Rondebosch tried to throw a 5-ball or 6-ball at the back of the line out, and it went astray. So definitely the right option. Again, just execution letting them down. But that's obviously, you know, a couple of weeks of cobwebs and nerves all coming and playing a role.
Because there are a couple of nerves and cobwebs here, not playing, you know, 4 months, some of these boys. And it's another tight head coming from Bishops. Clarkey decides he's going to give it out to Lloyd Romain. And it's the captain, James Abrams. Greenies gives it to the general, Clarkey's Clark. And it's Ferret Moser gives it to his partner there. Brilliant work. And it's coming straight out to Luca van Wyk. He gets himself into a bit of space and a bit of fisticuffs and handbags being thrown. You can probably see a bit of frustration from both teams, just trying to get that frustration out.
Just a little bit of how's your mom and dad?
Yes, your mom.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Justin Morlan has been doing this for many years and knows how to control a game like the best of them. He'll soon calm it down. But again, wonderful work and interplay there from the Bishops. Both the Ferret Moser and Grolja Boy Fogarty working well together, giving it to Domingo. Old Fady. And unfortunately, Luca van Wyk just running out of space. The touchline again is the best defender on the field, is it not?
Never seen the touchline miss a tackle, Nick.
Never seen the touchline.
Unless you have. In your prestigious rugby playing career that you had down at the Unfortunate Lions in Johannesburg, isn't it?
The Unfortunate Lions.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We're not doing too well lately, are we? Jeez, I'm worried about our game in Italy in a few weeks, in September. But it's all about schoolboy rugby here today, as you see Luca van Wyk really go for it. But a wonderful cross-covering tackle there from the Bosch boys. As we see the fisticuffs do happen there. Oh, and Domingo says, "Don't you touch my partner."
There we see line out from Rondebosch. Again, deep in their own half. Strong carry up the midfield, I presume. No, nice carry. Goes out wide. Outside centre, takes it on a drift. Passes out wide to Rondebosch, but once again, unfortunately, just the ball going to ground. On that last pass, not sticking. It's turnover ball now to Bishops. Another strong carry up the midfield from Bishops. Can Bishops convert this pressure into attack, into points, sorry.
As we see Greenberg again to Clarkie. Ooh, a little cross kick to Luca van Wyk, who takes it. And can he stay in? He does, but it's his opposite number again. Old Seb Michaelides, who does wonderful work. That's the second time he's taken Luca into touch.
Yeah, Nick, I never thought I'd ever say this, but I really think I would like to see Rondebosch put the ball in the boot a little bit more. Build some, really get into deep into the half of Bishops. They haven't had a great attacking opportunity yet in the opening 20 minutes. And I think trying to play from deep is, in these conditions, can often be tough.
Rugby is a game of territory. You need to make sure you can get the ball over the opponent's try line. You see Adam Campbell again. Just a little bit of an 0-3. Domingo straight to Aiden Burns, the vice captain. Domingo once again. Lloyd de Romain. Oh, he is strong. And he was so good in the beginning of the season too. And it's B-Rock Carey. What he's done so well all half. And we'll do very nicely there for Rondebosch as they make the turnover. Big high fives for the guys. Great work from Bosch.
Yeah, he got the win. He's got the win.
Yeah, fantastic steal there on the ground. Turning over the ball and opportunity for Rondebosch to get into Bishop's half. But unfortunately, he misses touch.
And Ilyas Arnold decides to go wide to Clarkie once again. Oh, it's a little show and go. It's Carey. But Rondebosch have decided to stand up right now and put in some big hits. Chief and Luvu does well to secure that ball. Once again to Hog Seymour. He takes it up exceptionally strongly there. Greenies Greenberg decides to go the same way. Luca van Wyk gets over the advantage line. He's had a few good runs the last 5 minutes or so. Clarkie's once again. B-Rock Carey. A bit of an untidy ball he got, but he does well to clean it up for the Bishops. Clarkie once again. Wonderful work, and it's the Hog Seymour running like a center. Lots of players left. Domingo, Old Fady. Isn't he a powerhouse in this Bishops team? Greeny decides to go left again to Luca van Wyk, who again also
just forces his way over the advantage line. But again, Rondebosch, their stealers are doing exceptional work for them on the ground, Morgan.
Yeah, you know, Bishop's obviously giving the ball some air and playing sort of a little bit outside of structure. And what happens when you play outside of structure is often the cleaners are not always onto the ball carrier as quickly as they should be. And I think that is what let Bishop's down. Here we see going up the left-hand side, the short side of the field. Nice strong carry, takes it on the outside drift. And then unfortunately, the support runner unable to clean, and he misses the clean altogether, giving the Rondebosch boys an opportunity to steal at the breakdown.
And we must commend Seb Makalides there. Brilliant work, like a six flanker, a fetcher. As Bosch get the ball back, and it's Earl. Maximo puts a big hit on Earl. And it's the Bosch boys once again that decide, let's keep it nice and tight. Nick Vessels just telling Earl to keep it up nice and tight. Straight to Vessels. Oh, unfortunately, not played very well down the line to Bosch, and it's Harry Harrison decides to take it. Clarkey once again. Sipo Ndlovu. It's Gray Fogarty. Excellent work from him. Greenies Greenberg to Clarkey. Decides to go back into the traffic. He needs some cleaners, but a knock on. And we'll come back for offsides. Justin Moreland says Rondebosch were too quick off the mark. It just seems now that every time Bosch do get ball in hand, they just turn over the pulse so easily.
Yeah, they have, you know, these conditions are tough, so to be too hard on them is difficult. But yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Nick. They need to hold on to this ball. They really need to just build the phases, and with the phases will come some pressure. But nice to see Bishop shifting the point of attack here and really making some headway up the left and right hand side of the field now.
As Bishop's again on the ascendancy with most of the possession in this first half. Old Hog Seymour will try and find his line-out jumpers. B-Rock carry has been excellent. And it's B-Rock again, but unfortunately the Hog goes a little bit awry. And it's Barney Cowan with the shiny boots, who does really well. But it's his opposite number, Aiden Burns, the vice captain, that takes it off him. And it's B-Rock Carey, does exceptional work. So difficult to take down. A thorn in Rondebosch's side. Chief and Luvu, he's gymming his way through this Rondebosch pack. The machine Liwani decides it's my turn to take the ball forward. And Greenies Greenberg puts a little inside ball to Hog Seymour, but unfortunately it just goes a little bit awry, and a knock on and a get out of jail free card again for Rondebosch. Rondebosch had the ascendancy, they had the ball, but unfortunately just too many turnovers again. They just don't have enough ball this half, Morgan.
Yeah, you know, you can't win a rugby match without sort of ball possession, and unfortunately Rondebosch is coming to that now. So again, finding themselves in such a deep position on the field, they probably need to put it on the boot in these conditions. Holding around here could be detrimental. Quick turnover, you know, either side of halftime is such an important time of the game that you want to either score some points, but you definitely don't want to concede.
So it's Bosch who come back, and not a knock on it, gets kicked forward. Aiden Burns, the vice captain, does well. Oh, almost to Ilyas Arnold. And we'll come back for the knock on here. I think Justin Moreland played exceptional advantage there. It's wonderful work here from Bishop, just piling on the pressure, and you'd think that they'd want to be more than 5 points ahead. They've had most of, or the majority of the possession here, and only 5 points to show for it, but all the territory, a majority of the possession. As Bishops give a big shove, and it's straight to Adam Clark. Clarkies gives it into James Abrams, who unfortunately gets a knock on. And is it now Bosch's turn? Rondebosch's turn to really throw the ball around as we get a bit of space on the outside. Justin Moreland says play on, and Bosch are keen to do just that. Gets to Kitsoff and Catil. He hasn't seen much of the ball today. Early bird Earl. And the cleaners are there. They just need to hold on to this possession as it gets to Vessels. A little bit of space on the outside, but picked up once again by Clarkie. And will come back for the penalty for a high tackle. Rondebosch are definitely looking more fired up now. I think they realize they still 5 points. There's only 5 points in it, and they haven't had much ball.
Yeah, and they're just still playing in the wrong parts of the field. You know, they're going to have to put themselves nice and deep into the half. Unfortunately, a lefty kicking up the left-hand side of the touch also difficult. But it's the final play before halftime. And at this stage, they probably just don't want to concede as much as they would obviously love to put on 3 or 5 points.
Bosch need to really give something for Leroux Milan and Ryan Grant and Jason McLeod-Smith to talk about some positives in this first half.
Yeah, a big finish up, boys, big finish.
As we hear the guys shouting, big finish, big finish. As Carey goes up massively, and they decide to go to the front. It's Abrams once again, the last play.
Hey, relax. Relax.
Again, once again, a bit of fisticuffs happening, yeah. Right in front of us, Morgan. Just saying, hey, how are you doing?
Imagine there were people in the stands, Nick.
As we have halftime here at the Piley Rees with Bishops 5-0 up against Rondebosch, and we'll be back in a few minutes for the second half of this third team game.
Prepare for that combat. The end is where it begins. That everything in that game that you win. Back brace for the impact.
And welcome back to the second half of Bishop's third 15 versus Rondebosch for third 15. As it stands, Bishop's lead 5 points to 0, dominating possession and territory in the first half. And I expect Rondebosch to bounce back. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds, which is good news for Rondebosch as we go and have a quick look at some of the highlights from the first half. There we see Rondebosch once again carrying strong, met with some really strong defense from Bishop's midfield. And there we see the try once again. Nice big strong carry up the left-hand side of the field and managed to get the ball over the line, which gave Rondebosch, or rather Bishop's, full value for their 5-0 lead as we head into the second half.
As the sun does come out, and wonderful to see here on the Piley Rees Stadium. Bishops with a slender lead of 5-0, but with all the possession and all the territory. Greenies Greenberg will get us going again. As you mentioned, Morgs, the sun has come out. The mountain is beautiful. What a day to play rugby. What a day to be back for these Bishops boys and Rondebosch boys for the game that they love. And, you know, hopefully you want to take this a bit further one day. Greenberg with a really big, deep kick. Good tackle from Luca van Wyk. Does exceptionally well. And it's Kitsoff and Cattell who decides to take it up. And Bosch here in the 22. Nick Wessels does exceptionally well. Luca van Wyk. And it's Sipon Luvu who decides to take it up. And a wonderful carry again by B-Rock. Ryan Orenhold does well in the defensive. And we'll come back for a scrum. Actually a high tackle, says Justin Moreland. And it's Jace Greenberg again. I think he will go for the corner. Morgs,
Intent is, but first things first, got to win the line out. Commentator's curse goes over the back of the line out, but still goes into the hands of one of the Bishop's boys, which is ruck has now turned into a bit of a maul. Goes to ground, referee calls ruck. Big strong carry up the right-hand side of this ruck.
That's right, it's Max Carey once again, carrying unbelievably well. Work for the Bosch boys. He has been a stalwart here in the Bosch team today. Has Stefan Kemp, they call him Juicy Boy.
Fantastic play here by Bishop's fly over, and then flicks it out the back door. Here's the counter attack. Elias Arnold shows fantastic feet, goes for the corner, but unfortunately he's met with some strong defense on Rondebosch's part.
Juicy Boy really licked his lips when he saw Elias Arnold. He thought, hey, I've got your number again, pal. You're going straight. As we are here for an injury stop at the moment. And just looking back at the Table Mountain. The second team guys taking a little warm up there. Bishop's so close once again, wanting to look to put a lot of pressure on the guys here. Rondebosch making a few substitutions. And the guys are talking really well. Is there not a more beautiful sight than that? right there on your picture right now. The Piley Rees. We still wait here for an injury to one of the players. This is the first game that these guys have been back, the Bishops boys, in over 4 months. And they seem like it was only yesterday that they've been playing. Morgan, was this some of your funnest rugby here on this field?
Nick, the Piley Rees holds some fantastic memories, I must say. I'm not sure it looked as good and as green as this back in the day, but nonetheless, pillar of a day down in Rondebosch. And I expect the rugby to be, almost caught me off guard there, but nonetheless, referee calling it back. Play hasn't started yet, but seems like the player has managed to stand up and is feeling all right.
Justin Morland has had an excellent game here today. So passionate about the game and just loves these southern derbies. As the front row goes to, great catch there by Rhino Arnold. And once again, Rondebosch on their own try line. They really need to get out of their own 22 somehow. Reese Earl and Nick Wessels need to come to it. It's Luca van Wyk. Luca van Wyk decides, I'm going to take it straight up the middle. Great tackle there by James Nell. Once again, wanting to look for Aiden Burns. Ryan Arnold does some good cleanup work, but unfortunately a knock on. And it'll be Bishop's ball in a very attacking position again.
Yeah, I mean, same, much of the same from the first half. Rondebosch trying to attack from deep. Yes, the weather has dried up, but the pitch still a little bit wet. Unfortunately, just 1 or 2 individual errors currently sneaking into this Rondebosch game, but another attacking opportunity for Bishops, and can they turn this heaps of pressure into some more points?
That's exactly what Richard Smith will be looking from his team. They've had all the territory, all the possession, and a big scrum coming from Bosch. Massive scrum coming from Bosch. And it's Clarkey. Once again, he does a wonderful wraparound, a bit of space, but unfortunately Luke van Wyk can't get it out. Seb Michaelides does a wonderful tackle. But Luke van Wyk strong on his feet once again. Ilyas Arnold gets through. A wonderful...
But he picks it up on the drift, the old bounce pass, and then he dives over and puts the ball down with the celebrations to go with the fantastic footwork.
Unbelievable footwork and an unbelievable little step on the inside that gets Ilyas Arnold his first try of the match, and I think the first try since he's been back onto this Piley Rees field. As we get Greenberg at the attempt. As the ball gets deep, and a great kickoff from Nick Wessels. And it's the big boy once again, Luca. No, my apologies, Lloyd de Romain does good work. Gray Fogarty takes it up again. Nuggety, big player is Gray. Oh, and it's the Hog. He decides he's going straight through. Unfortunately, a knock on. And it'll be Bosch's probably one of their best opportunities of this game to really get some good go forward. Their scrum has been looking good as we see it again, just unfortunately, but a great pick and go from Hog.
Yeah, without a doubt, great opportunity to attack here. Bishops finding themselves in their own half. Rondebosch, a great middle scrum inside the half of Bishops, can attack on the left and the right, both sides. I'd like to see a little bit of an 8-9 here and exploit the right-hand side of the field. But I see Rondebosch have put their flav in behind.
Early bird Earl decides he's going to go himself. He finds a little bit of space. And it gets to Nate. Nate Schultz does wonderfully well. Back on the inside. To Barney Cowan, who does really well. He's held up. He needs to recycle this ball. It is tackle ball. Early bird Earl gets this ball. Wonderful opportunity for Kitso. Fortunately, it was a penalty for Rondebosch. Just what they needed in this position. 10 points behind. This game is on.
Yeah, without a doubt, you know, Rondebosch replying here with some enthusiasm. Attacking now in the right side of the place on the field. And building some real pressure. And should they score next, then we're in for an exciting last couple of minutes, Nick. Or last 20 minutes or so.
That's right. We are in for an exciting last 15, 20 minutes. This game has come alive with Rondebosch deciding, okay, it's our turn now. We can give it as even better that we can get it. As Adam Campbell once again looks for his jumpers. Justin Moreland just calming things down. They're a mere 10 meters out from the promised land. Good defense though from Bishops. Earl once again. Good work. Earl decides he wants to go wide. Wessels with a chip through. Ah, well picked up again from Arnold. Elias Arnold does exceptionally well. But Justin Moreland decides, no, we need to come back for another infringement. Oh, these guys are just loving being together. I think they've just really missed the contact.
Yeah, without a doubt, wanting to obviously get stuck into one another, but Rondebosch here, without a doubt, now attacking in the right part of the field, holding onto the ball. Penalty count is building up against the Bishops. And if it continues in this fashion, then I suspect the referee may have to go to his pocket at some point. But also great to see Rondebosch changing up their point of attack, going for the line-out drive here. What will they do this time? I suspect another line-out drive. If they can set it up as nicely as they had in the first time, then potentially in for a forwards 5-pointer.
Nick Wessels finds a good touch finder there. And they are oh so close to that promised land we've spoken about before. Rondebosch will look to definitely keep this in hand now. Just keep the mistakes. Minimize the mistakes. Hold on to that ball. The damn wall will break. As we see a few substitutions coming on here for Bosch and Bishops. Been a wonderful display of rugby, especially when it's so new, you know, a disruptive year, and these guys come straight back into it. And it's Adam Campbell once again who will find his line-out jumper. This time he finds, gets up at the back, and Cattell cleans it up, and Rondebosch are back on the ascendancy, but it's Carey who steals it for Bishops. A lost opportunity for Rondebosch. But a knock-on, unfortunately, coming from Clarkey. What wonderful work there from the Bishops boys. B-Rock, Carey. Intense on the ground. Absolutely intense.
Bishops very lucky there not to concede the penalty instead of the knock-on, because it's knocked forward and then a player who was in front of the ball picked up the ball. But nonetheless, still a fantastic opportunity here for Rondebosch to attack.
By the Bosch boys. Early bird Earls get smashed back by the Bishops boys. And it's Piley Rees who cleans it up for Bosch. But we'll come back for another high tackle. And lots of possession and territory now going Rondebosch race. They need to convert now. They need to get those points on the board, Molds.
Yeah, any points will do now, Nick. You know, 3 points or 5 points will put it within a 7-point ball game, and then we're in for a really exciting game. So Rondebosch will look to turn this pressure into points without a doubt.
Nick Wessel. Sev Michaelides decides he's going to take the kicking duties and go for touch. Rondebosch feels very much like deja vu, Morgan. Same place, same part of the field. But like Bishops in the first half, just can't convert all their territory and possession into points.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a basic error there. But they'll have to regroup. They will get an opportunity to counter here. I expect Bishops to maybe 8. Looks like they're going to do a nice 8-9 with 12 carrying up midfield and then potentially put it on the boot. So give Rondebosch a countering attacking opportunity once he puts it on the boot. But a big scrum.
And it's Axel Ivanovic. Does really well. His brother is playing rugby overseas at the moment. Quick tap again from Greenies Greenberg. He really wants to play, but... And it's Clarky Clark. Adam Clark, he takes it up himself. Lloyd de Romain. Max Man, Mad Max takes it up. It's Axel Ivanisevic. He is strong, probably the strongest man in the school, they tell me. Great work from James Nell there. And it's Bosch once again. Earl with a big pass. I think this was a massive pass out to Seb Michaelides. He's got some space now. But it's Max Carey, B-Rock, who gets there. And unfortunately, Seb Michaelides has no support, and the turnover is good from Harrison. Liam Harrison. Greenberg with a kick once again. And Earl is there. Can he do something? He steps, a massive step. Wonderful work from Earl. Sipon Luvu doing the... Rondebosch really need to clean up this ball. And it's Bishops with the turnover once again. Wonderful work again from Greenberg. Sipon Lovu, the chief, takes it up. Straight to Adam Clark. Clark is inside ball to Lloyd de Romain. He does wonderful work. Great support running. And the offload to Liam Harrison. They've got some space out wide for Luca van Beek. But it's again the big Stefan Kemp juicy boy who eats Luca van Beek. And we'll come back for the line out. Promising play and wonderful, absolutely wonderful offloads in the tackles here from the Bishops.
Yeah, Bishops showing what they're able to do, you know, running from deep. Flower finding some space up the midfield, taking on a fantastic switch there up the middle of the field. And then unfortunately running out of support play, but nonetheless still managed to hold on to the ball. There we see a nice strong carry up the touchline, bit of wrestling match going on wide. Cleaners eventually do come, but the ball goes into touch. And Rondebosch find themselves in their own half on the defensive line out.
Oh, one of the standout players here for Rondebosch, definitely Juicy Boy Kemp. He's been immense on defense. Great ball once again from the line out from Rondebosch. Scrollja boy Fogarty picks it up, but a knock on from the Bishops boys. Reese Earl has had a good game for Rondebosch, not having much possession to go with in the first half. But you can see when he does get a bit of possession, he's got an eye for the gap. He's got a good pass, a good little scrum off, good little number 9 that the Bosch thirds have.
Yeah, without a doubt, the typical number 9, you know. Nagati, strong ball carriers, played well. And he can be proud of his performance today.
And I think that's the third turnover, the third one that they've had today in the scrum. Axel Ivanisevic shows his power. So does Josh Abrams, the captain. Oh, what an amazing offload to Chief and Lovu. And the boys are lining up outside here. They just need to get some space out. But it's Clark, he decides to go himself. And he's over! Wonderful work from the Bishops boys. They just never let that ball die. And it was Clarky Clark, who gets over under the uprights. Wonderful work from Bishops.
Yeah, great work by Bishops, you know. The play originated all the way in the own half, in essence, and then managed to build up some pressure, hold on to the ball, put the ball through a number of different phases, obviously conceding his line out on the left-hand side of the field. But full value for this try, and shows fantastic feet under the pole, steps 2 players, and then manages to reach out and score the 5 points. Here we see the replay. Strong carry. Fly, of course, for the ball. He's got nice support players around him. Steps 1, steps another, and then just reaches out under the poles. Fantastic footage there to get the try. Cameraman managed to stay up with that play, even amongst all the sidestepping and decoy runners.
Clarky must be ecstatic. He came so close in the beginning of this half to score the opening try of the half. But again, now it comes back to Bishops with a successful kick from Greenies. Goes up to 17 points to 0, and Rondebosch have had the opportunities, just not able to take them. It goes quite short and out, and we'll come back for a scrum to Bishops. Rondebosch, definitely Morgs need to make sure that they don't drop their heads. They keep themselves in the game. There's only a few minutes left of this game. And you don't want to concede too many points now, especially, you know, when you've worked so hard and you've had so much territory in possession.
Yeah, for Rondebosch, the focus now needs to be to go and put some form of points on the board, you know. You don't want to finish this game at 17 points to 0. And, yeah, they can definitely leave you with a bit of confidence and take it on to their next outing, whoever that may be.
As Greenies Greenberg puts the ball in, he's been excellent, speeding up play.
Strong scrum there from Rondebosch. Great tight head from Rondebosch.
But again, losing the ball a little bit too easily again. Milan will be a bit upset. David Wharton-Hood, he's come onto the field and he's a powerhouse in this team. Luca van Beek does well to stay in field. David Wharton-Hood cleans it up. Once again to Hog Seymour. Good clean out from Chief Lovu. Straight to Clarky. Ball decides to guard wide. A little bit untidy. We'll come back for the infringement. Penalty awarded for going off your feet. And they'll probably want to get deep into this Bosch half. Although we have seen them tap and go from anywhere on this field.
I suspect it's coming again, Nick. There we go, I told you.
Yeah, you called it. You've got those, that wonderful, wonderful Bishop's genes in you. Sam Burry takes it up wonderfully. Good take by Bosch, but held up. It is a tackle now. And Bosch with the last gasp opportunity here to salvage some points from this game. Big hits coming from the Bishops boys once more. Rondebosch just want to find some spark, a little bit of magic. Illibert Earls decides to guard wide this time. Eddie Reed doing well as they decide to come back. But Bishops, it's Sipo and Lovu. The Chief is all over them. Earl once again decides he's going to go for the little chip. It doesn't come off for him. It does come off for Fogarty. And it's James and Aiden Burns, I think, gets through it. Fogarty once again. What wonderful work. And he deserves a try. He's worked so hard in the loose. And he's been brilliant in the offloads too. And you can see what it means to the team that Gray Fogarty goes over.
This is a fantastic passage of play, let me tell you. Check out start with the black flick. Plays it back in then. Strong carry. Rondebosch defenders just kept coming. Last guy's dive there, but unfortunately the big man takes it with one hand. He must be a water polo player to take it out of the air like that. And then Gray Fogarty carries in the right-hand corner. And he's actually full value for that 5-pointer. He has forced his way over this, or he's led rather from the front all morning.
And he was played. I mean, he was twice in that play.
Yeah.
He was there. He offloaded, got up off his feet after being tackled, and rounded off a brilliant try with a great offload by Aidan Burns, the vice captain.
That Fogarty's surname, is that Brendan's son?
That's correct. The same, the one and only.
The Fogarty genes.
The Fogarty genes. As we end this game, 22 points to 0 to Bishops. A wonderful, and I think a two-sided half, but it was Bishops too strong in the end. And we'll be back with the second half. That's not the right score, I don't think. 22-45. 22-0 is the score here. And we'll be back in a few minutes for the second team game on the Piley Rees with the super quick Premier Inter-Schools games. It is 22-0 as we finish up here. 22-0 to Bishops against Rondebosch 13. We'll see you in a few minutes for the final, or for the next game, the second team game. Go it.